Hello, welcome to Vegas Nation. I'm Bryan Salmond. Well, Raider Nation, it's finally here. Jon Gruden making his long-awaited debut for the Oakland Raiders in Oakland on the sideline again, albeit a preseason game. The first time he was the head coach on the sideline in Oakland since 2002. The Raiders taking on the Detroit Lions, yes, the same team that they practiced with in Napa, California this past week. So let's go ahead and check out the highlights of this game. And how about this? Derek Carr actually playing in this game. He goes one series. Carr goes 2 for 4 for 11 yards with one of those completions to his shiny new toy, Jordy Nelson. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. He also played one series and beast mode goes off for 60 yards, a touchdown run. But, folks, there's always a but. The play would have to come back on a holding call by Colton Miller, the rookie. That's not how you want to impress your head coach. On the defensive side of the ball, rookie P.J. Hall. He gets a sack on the Lions' first possession. Not bad for him. How about the Raiders? Already looking improved on the defensive side of the ball this season. As far as the game goes, well, the second quarter, Connor Cook looks like he has solidified his backup job, going 11 for 19 in the game, 141 yards, and a touchdown pass to Ryan Switzer. In the end, the Raiders win the game. Final score is 16-10, again, albeit the preseason. All right, so once again, the Raiders win 16-10. They win the debut of Jon Gruden. Again, debut because it's the second time with the Raiders. But in studio this season, 2018-19, Alberto Montano, NFL writer here at the Review-Journal. And Gilbert, Jon Gruden, how do you think he looked and how do you think the Raiders looked in his long-awaited debut?
He had that silver collared shirt going on. The first time in the black hole. I'm sure Jon Gruden and the fans loved. I know it's a preseason game, but still, to be back there in Oakland, get that vibe going again. I think for Jon Gruden, I think he liked what he saw from his first unit on defense. He had Derek Carr out there for the first drive. He didn't want to show too much. I think Derek Carr said that in an interview. He didn't want to show too much out there, but I don't think he's going to have a 1998 playbook out there. I think Jon Gruden is up to date. We saw that. Paul Guenther in the defense, you know, so far for a first preseason game with a new coaching staff, that first half looked pretty good to me.
How shocking was it the fact that Derek Carr actually played in this game, the fact that Marshawn Lynch actually played in this game, Jordy Nelson actually played in this game? I didn't think they were going to play any of those starters, did you?
And Martavis Bryant on the first team. The entire week, Martavis Bryant was the second team for the scrimmages against the Lions. Martavis Bryant was catching balls from Connor Cook and not Derek Carr. But he was out there for the opening drive. Derek Carr attempted to throw a pass deep. You know, Martavis Bryant has that speed, that killer burner right there. He tried a little overthrown, but just to have him out there, I don't know what Jon Gruden is trying to send messages, maybe curveballs that it's not as bad as they were making it seem for Martavis Bryant. But so far they want to play with their new speed toys. So that was cool for us to see the new Raider look. I know Ryan Switzer has been kind of the darling for training camp, but I think when the games start coming, Martavis Bryant, Jordy Nelson, Amari Cooper, and Derek Carr are going to be out there.
Ah, okay. That's good to hear if you're a Raider fan, that those players are kind of meshing together and maybe will make a little noise on the football field. As far as defensively, P.J. Hall, I mean, the guy comes out of nowhere, Division I 2A or whatever they're calling it now, whatever it is, out of Sam Houston State. He got the first sack on the very first drive, not looking bad.
Yeah, he actually started on the PUP list for training camp, and as soon as he came back to Napa, he was showing out. He was showing the coaches why they found him. I guess we could call him a gem. He's a second-round pick, but he wasn't even invited to the combine. None of these other coaches or scouts knew about P.J. Hall, but Jon Gruden and Paul Guenther did, and today they look like they're really good scouts because I think he had a tip ball, he had a sack, and then during the scrimmages with the Lions, he was blowing up a bunch of holes with the O-line, the first team. So P.J. Hall could be that gem that Paul Guenther and Jon Gruden could be happy about in the next couple of years.
He wasn't invited to the combine.
Not at all. I think it was over 300 people were invited. He wasn't one of them.
Wow, this is the only kind of gems you get from our guy Alberto Montano. I did not know that. Now, Gilbert, in watching that game, anyone in particular stand out to you other than P.J. Hall? Because obviously he stood out to both of us. But anyone else that might not be on folks' radar that stood out in the game to you?
You got to give a kicker some love, right? Sometimes when they pay their dues out there, especially on dirt at the Coliseum when the A's are still playing. Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker, who's kind of sort of still fighting for a job with Mike Nugent coming in.
Yeah, he's not fighting.
Georgia Tavecchio was cut last week, so it seemed like they kind of handed him the job, which is kind of hard to, or rare to do for a rookie who has no experience out there on the spotlight when you're the only guy out there and people are dependent on you to win the game sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So, but today, for a first test, Eddie Pinheiro looked pretty good. He had one for 21 yards, easy. Another one for 48 yards from the dirt again, from shortstop, where that's tough. Yeah. And then third, 3 for 3, 45 yards. So Pinheiro looked solid today. So, that's good to see, especially when those close games are down to the wire. You got to rely on your kicker. I know he's a rookie, but today, it's preseason again. The spotlight and the pressure is going to be a lot different but for kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, looking all right so far.
He did his thing. And we both have said it multiple times. We know it's just the preseason, but the Raiders get the win. I mean, how badly do you think Jon Gruden wanted to get the win? The fact it's in Oakland, his first game back, and everything else.
Winning it brings a good culture. It's contagious. People want to have that good feeling. So I know it's preseason again, but when the Raiders got that strip sack to end the game at the end, where I think Cowser, the linebacker, got that, I'm sure for Jon Gruden, he felt happy. But still a lot of work to be done. But overall, a lot of excitement, and a lot of guys are still kind of, banged up or hurt that we didn't see out there, like, Gary Conley, Arden Key wasn't out there. So, some of these guys, we got to see Colton Miller a little bit. He had the flag, you mentioned that before. But,
bad penalty.
But overall, Marshawn Lynch still could play. So I think it was a good stepping stone for 2018 Jon Gruden era. Let it begin.
So I'm talking about let it begin. Talk about let it begin. Let this guy begin the 2018-19 season here with Vegas Nation and Alberto Montano. Good work, my man.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you very much, Gilbert. Now remember, Michael Gelkin, the Raiders beat writer, will be in Napa, California all of next week. So be sure to check out his write-up on this game at reviewjournal.com and all of our other videos, Roku television, Amazon Fire Stick, and of course, our Vegas Nation app. So for Alberto Montano, I'm Bryan Salmond. This is Vegas Nation. We'll see you next time.